Hi, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us today for the Office of Economic Opportunities presentation, Doing Business in the City. At the end of this presentation, there will be contact information for you if you have any questions about the presentation. Philadelphia has a commitment to diversity, and OEO has an essential role in helping the city achieve that goal. First, there's a focus on putting local, minority, women, disabled-owned businesses, and city residents to work. In addition, the procurement department has developed the Local Business Purchasing Initiative for local businesses who are within the city limits. For more information about the Local Business Purchasing Initiative, a vendor should contact the procurement department directly at 215-686-4720. In addition, OEO assists the city with equitable distribution of city contracts awarded to minority, women, and disabled-owned businesses through its registry. There are three categories in the registry: general contractors, SSEs who provide supplies and maintenance goods and services, and professional services, which are attorneys and accountants. Lastly, by developing economic opportunity plans, or EOPs. EOPs focus on supplier diversity and workforce inclusion for city projects more than $100,000. In effect, the city, OEO, and the prime contractor meet to determine the scope of work and what type of subcontractor or subcontractors will be used on that particular project. The Office of Economic Opportunity promotes the economic development and advancement of minority, women, disabled, and disadvantaged business enterprises. Number one, through its registration program, which right now has more than 3,200 active vendors, and also through its contract review. And that means that all of the contractual language in the EOP is being followed. And finally, through compliance and monitoring, which is to make sure that the scope of work is being followed. In addition, we mentioned the goals of the city of having 35% participation. And fiscal years run from July 1st to June 30th of the following year. So in fiscal year 2017, the city met the 35% participation goal, and in 2018 they met the 35% participation goal. 2019 they surpassed it by 1% with 36%, and unfortunately 2020 will probably be below the average simply because of the pandemic. This is the OEO organizational chart. OEO is a department within the Commerce Department. At the top is the white team. Michael Rashid is the Commerce Director, and he oversees all the Commerce departments. Iola Harper is Deputy Commerce Director, and she oversees OEO operations. On the left is Aisha Herring Miller, who oversees the day-to-day operations of OEO. On the left is the blue team. The blue team reviews the economic opportunity plans that were set when the scope of work was determined. The blue team also reviews the contracts to make sure that the terms of the contract are being met. In the middle is the green team. Alice Dungy James is the Director of Registration and Outreach. The green team assists vendors with becoming certified and then registered in the OEO registry. The team also conducts outreach to vendors, providing them with information that they may find useful. On the right is the orange team. Vincent Gums Jr. is the Director of Data and Policy. Data and Policy analyzes EOP portfolio data to provide transparency. The team also issues quarterly and annual reports. Also on the orange team is Eric Watkins, EOP Enforcement Manager. Eric conducts field trips to ongoing construction sites to ensure that the contractor is using the subcontractor or subcontractors listed on the EOP. In addition, he conducts site visits to vendors to ensure that they are a minority, woman, disadvantaged, or disabled-owned business. Certification clarifies ownership and control of a business. Minority, women, the disabled, and disadvantaged business owners have to own 51% of the enterprise, and they have to run the day-to-day operations of that business. There are certifying agencies that you can pay for. They're private, and they can cost anywhere from $100 to $1,000, depending on the gross annual receipts. Two examples of the National Minority Supplier Diversity Council and the Women Business Enterprise National Council. Municipalities, for the most part, are free. For instance, the Pennsylvania UCP, here that's put up by the airport, SEPTA, PennDOT, and Allegheny County. You also have the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and they provide certifications anywhere from 1 to 5 years, and they are federally funded, so they are also free. One distinction between certifying agencies is the New Jersey Department of Treasury, and they provide certification for 3 years at $100. Most certifications, especially the municipalities, the federal and the state, usually you're only certified for 1 year. How to get certified? Well, first off, if you're thinking about starting a business or just starting a business, we encourage you to look into becoming certified. A couple of things that OEO does not accept. It does not accept SBA, which is a Small Business Association certification, or an SBE certification, which is a Small Business Enterprise, WOSB, which is a woman-owned small business, and we also do not accept self-certification. The recognized certifying agencies is a partial list, and it's on the OEO website. You can click on the link to select an agency, complete the application form, and submit supporting documents to the certifying agency. Your financials, organizational structure, whatever legal documents you need, and allow 60 to 90 days for processing. However, we suggest consulting your certifying agency on turnaround times. The City of Philadelphia purchases goods and services from a list of certified minority, women, disabled, and disadvantaged businesses. That list is called the OEO Registry. The registry consists of businesses that are public works, which is a variety of construction projects, service supply and equipment, SSEs, and they're distributors, and they are janitorial, maintenance, and recently we've seen an uptick in people providing PPEs. And lastly, we have professional personal services, and they're lawyers, doctors, engineers, consultants, and accountants. There is one word that defines the advantages and benefits of being certified and registered with OEO, and that word is opportunities. It'll provide you with public and private procurement opportunities, networking opportunities. You can meet other vendors that you possibly could do business with. For instance, if you are someone who is an SSE who supplies business or maintenance, you might want to look to a construction partner to clean up their construction site, or you can go to a professional services provider and see if they need maintenance in their offices. Registering will also provide you with 365 days of free advertising. Your business name will be listed along with your telephone and fax numbers, email address, business hours, etc. In addition, you will be viewed by more than 55 for-profit and non-profits for procurement opportunities in the city of Philadelphia. And finally, registering grants your business inclusion in the city of Philadelphia's minority, women, disabled, and disadvantaged participation goals, which, as was mentioned before, is 35%. The first step in registering with the Office of Economic Opportunities is becoming certified. You can do that by going to www.phila.mwdsbe, and there you'll find a partial list in PDF format of certifying agencies that OEO accepts. Once again, please note that OEO does not accept small business or self-certification certifications. And submit your online application, and we ask that you select the certification that you submit to have the longest expiration date. And for instance, if you are applying for a new application in December and your certification expires in February, there's a really good chance that your application will be returned to you, because depending on the amount, the volume of applications that OEO receives, we may not get to your application before the certification expiration date. Also, your registration with OEO is tied directly to your certification expiration date. And also, please make note that the NAICE codes, the North American Industry Classification Codes, are listed on your certification, and they should be included in your application. And if you have any questions or need assistance while completing the application, you can contact Alice Dungy at alice.dungy@phila.gov or call 215-683-2052. Here's a screenshot of the registration page. Also know that registration is free, and you'll see at the bottom, on the bottom right in red, it says create an account. You'll be able to put your information in to create an account. Once you create an account and you have the proper certification, you must go to the application new button, which is on the front of the home page, and that's where you fill out, it's a 4-page application. And once you fill that 4-page application out, then you can submit it and it will be reviewed, and if your paperwork is in order, you'll be registered. You can also use the registry to search for a particular business or a particular type of business. You can put in on the right, you can put in a name, and then there are other parameters such as what type of business it is, and if you know the NAICE codes of the company that you're looking for, you can include those. For instance, if you are a supplier or a distributor of supplies, you can go to professional services and inquire to them whether they need janitorial services or supplies. The same thing applies to what, if you're in SSE, supply and equipment. You can go to a contractor and maybe work it out so that you can provide cleaning material or janitorial stuff for their construction sites to clean up. This is the contact page to provide you with any questions that you may have regarding this presentation. The procurement department will provide you answers if you're a contractor or a supplier of maintenance equipment or janitorial supplies. And if you are in the professional services, an attorney, an accountant, you can contact the Chief Administrative Office. And finally, if you have any questions about registration, you can reach out to the Office of Economic Opportunity. Once again, thank you for taking the time to review the presentation. Here are some websites you might want to investigate: www.phila.gov/business, phila.gov/commerce, and startupphil.com. And we're also on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.